In Houston recently, there was a video that went viral at a Hartz Chicken on the north side. It's 59 and Aldine Bender. And it was an exchange between a customer, Black American man, and I don't know if she was the manager or just a worker, but a lot of going back and forth that ended in some name calling. You know, the N-word was dropped, produced several times. The lady was real nonchalant about her use of it. You know what I'm saying? She felt real entitled, said it in a very arrogant way. Rude to say the least. And this is on the heels of the former Officer Ashley Gonzalez situation where we just seen another member of the Hispanic community. This one happening to have a little power, which is a lot more problematic in my opinion. Candace Matthews, Quanell X, jumped out front there as far as putting a rally together, going down to the police station the day that they decided whether they were going to terminate her employment. We're talking about Ashley Gonzalez, terminate her employment or allow her to resign. As well as they were on the forefront of that situation, they jumped to the forefront of this one, which I love. I'm gonna be honest, I know that there's a level of fatigue about these things, but the reality is, as a people, if you continue to just let stuff slide, it's just gonna continue to happen and worse and worse and worse. And we've seen it in so many terrible ways. I understand as a person of color, I'm tired of it. You know what I'm saying? As a Black man, I'm tired of seeing people that look like me be mistreated. But I feel that same way about a lot of different people, a lot of different races, a lot of people that are finding themselves in situations where their rights are being violated or where they're just being all out disrespected. Let's just bring this back to Houston and the microcosm of Houston. I've lived in Houston all my life. I'll be 40 at the end of the year. I hate to date myself. Within this city, I feel like you can have a really global look because there's so many different sectors with so many different types of people. This is one of the most diverse cities in the world. Taking this back to the activist, Miss Candace Matthews and Quanell X, going to Hartz Chicken now to address the situation. The lady who was in question was not present, but they called for the manager. They brought the manager up. The manager assured everybody that the lady had been fired and would no longer be employed there or working there. And that's great. What I'm starting to think about now is that let's not spend our money where it's not wanted or where we're not wanted. And that's not to say that Hartz Chicken is an establishment that is racist or anything like that or dislikes people of color. Not saying that, but I will say that all of these places are going to treat people based on how they're staffed and where they're located. So if you end up going to a place that's a predominantly Hispanic area with restaurants, fast food places that are predominantly staffed with Hispanics, those people that are operating those places might not always treat people that are different a certain way. That's not to say, hey, if you want some chicken, make sure you go to Frenchie's or make sure you go to Chicken Plus. I'm just saying we at this point need to start doing more as a community than just opening restaurants and brick and mortar restaurants or food trucks. Every other community, when I say community, I mean races, whether it's white, whether it's Latino, whether it's Muslim, whether it's Asian, all of these different communities are self-sustaining. The Black community is the only community that cannot self-sustain itself in Houston. I'm speaking directly to Houston. And what I mean is, if you are a Hispanic person and you want dental care, you want to go to the clinic, you want to go to the end of the store, anything that you want to do, you can maneuver through your community, keep your money in your community without having to deal with anybody else. Same goes for the Muslim community. If you've been to the southwest side of town, you know exactly what I'm talking about. They can educate their young, provide medical services, dental services, buy cars, sell cars, automotive, anything you need is sustainable within that community. We already know that's how it is for the white man. And if you've ever been on that southwest side of town, again, you have Chinatown. The Asian community is completely self-sustained. They can sustain themselves. Financial institutions, schools, clinics, everything they need, they can do it within their own community. And I think the Black community in Houston is the only community that cannot do that. We do not have stores. We do not have banks. We do not have hardly any educational institutions. There may be a couple here or there that are fully owned and operated, but it is a rarity. We don't have stores, beauty supply, or nothing. Everything that we do outside of a restaurant here or there is having to be supported by the infrastructure of another community. I think that before the protests, before the showing up to places to try to get people fired, it's time to flip the switch and say, let's start to build the infrastructure for the community to be able to be fully self-sustained. I think that's extremely important right now and going forward. And not to say that it's not good to network and operate outside of any other community. I've done business in life with races, every race that you could think of, to be honest, everyone that I've encountered. But I think it is important to be able to sustain oneself as a community, to be able to have all of those functions and institutions, have ownership in them, have stake in them, have stock in them, however you want to say it. So that's just my thoughts. And I'd love to have a discourse. I'd love to have an exchange. And at some point, I do see myself trying to put, action to the words that I'm saying. But that's just kind of how I feel about this whole situation. No, I kind of ramble, but it's kind of what I'm doing right now. So thank you.